Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome former Lieutenant Governor of Iowa and co-chair of America's Renewable Future, Patty Judge.
Well, thank you. Thank you to all who had a part in putting on this summit today, and thank you for allowing me to be with you and to speak to you. Now, let me say from the outset, I truly believe that I disagree with just almost everyone that you will see on this stage today on almost every issue. However, I certainly hope that we do agree on the importance of maintaining the renewable fuel standard and keeping Iowa leading our nation forward in the development of renewable fuel. As a lifelong Iowan, a farmer, a former Secretary of Agriculture, I understand how important the RFS is to Iowa's farmers and to our economy. And that's why I am so proud to serve as the co-chair of America's Renewable Future, working to ensure that we protect the RFS and Iowa families who depend on the 73,000 jobs that it sustains. America's Renewable Future is committed to educating presidential candidates on both sides of the aisle this cycle on the importance of preserving the RFS and on educating caucus participants about which candidates will stand up for Iowa by supporting the common sense bipartisan RFS and which won't. As Iowans, we know the benefits of the RFS are huge for our state. Not only do tens of thousands of jobs depend on it, we know that farmer income goes up thanks to the RFS, that it saves us money at the pump, and that it gives us an opportunity to end our dependence on foreign oil. In Iowa, we lead the nation in the production of renewable fuel, creating clean, more affordable fuel made right here in the United States. We are proud of the hard work of Iowans across the state who believed in the future of renewable fuel, ethanol, soy diesel, when the rest of the country truthfully thought we were crazy. Farmers and businessmen dug into their own pockets to invest in the future. And today we see those plants in every corner of our state. We also knew, my friends, that this was a new industry and it would need help if it was going to succeed. So we worked on that too. The Iowa legislature, in a bipartisan way, joined with both Republican and Democratic governors over the years to make that renewable fuel the choice at pumps. It worked, folks. Maybe it worked too well, because now the oil industry is getting really worried about protecting that 10% of the market. So today, the RFS is under attack from big oil, with their outsized influence on out-of-touch Washington politicians who have engaged in massive campaigns to smear the RFS. Why? Simply, to protect big oil's monopoly in the marketplace. Big oil has spent billions of dollars to keep control over our consumers' choice. Here in Iowa, we have shown that we can break that stronghold, and this election cycle, we can show candidates visiting us that they need to make the right choice on the RFS if they're going to earn our support. As you may know, the White House has been considering a proposal by the EPA to cut requirements for biofuels in gas. And politicians from afar talk about the facts and about why renewable fuel is so dangerous. And in case they don't know, we've heard all those arguments. like ethanol is going to damage your car engine. No, it's not. The 10% blend in the pumps is not going to damage your car engine. Here's another one. New RFS requirements will be burdensome to the gas stations and force them to raise their prices. Well, maybe I better not get into a deep discussion of that issue this week in Iowa. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll just leave it there. So how about this one? Studies show that ethanol may cause more harm to the environment than fossil fuels. Not true. Now, the granddaddy of all, the one we've all heard, using corn for fuel rather than food will result in higher food prices and skyrocketing corn prices. Last time I looked, the corn prices were not skyrocketing, and I don't think the naysayers have any idea just how much corn we can raise here in Iowa. In all seriousness, nevertheless, John Deere, major Iowa employer, recently laid off 800 employees. The uncertainty of the future of the RFS is causing difficulty not only for our producers, but for our ag manufacturers. Washington politicians also recently introduced legislation to repeal the RFS and roll back the benefits that it's helped usher for our economy. That's 73,000 jobs in Iowa, 400,000 nationally. The RFS pays Iowa workers $5 billion in wages each year and adds $13 billion to our GDP. We cannot afford to reverse the headway that we have made. So let me tell you what's at stake for us if these precedents should take place. Lower farm income, massive job loss, higher prices at the pump, loss of consumer choice, and a big boost to big oil instead of homegrown energy. If you haven't stopped by our booth, America's Renewable Future, and signed the pledge to support an RFS supporting candidate, please do that today. And join us then in talking with your friends and your neighbors about the choices that will face this election. Together, we can protect the RFS and the Iowa families whose livelihood depend on it. So let's make certain that whoever wins this Iowa caucus is someone who's going to stand with us. Thank you so much. I look forward to standing beside you this election in support of this important issue for Iowa, supporting the RFS. Thank you very much. Thank you.